Hello everyone. I just wanted to record a brief video to make sure that you understand how to find peer-reviewed journal articles for your research paper. The first thing that you want to do is Google McDaniel College Hoover Library and it'll bring you to this website. And you want to click on Research Starter and you can put in a topic. And again, my phone may shake a little bit because I'm trying to type. Let's say you are writing a paper about gun control and you're not sure which way to go. You're not sure if you're going to argue for stricter gun control laws. I'm going to put gun control in the United States. Whatever topic you pick, I suggest putting in the United States so that you get articles that are specific to the U.S. Although, you know what? Maybe not. Depends on your topic. I take that back. It depends on what you are arguing. So the first thing you want to do right here, you want to go to Refine Results. Click on Scholarly Peer-Reviewed Journal Articles. Your articles should not be older than 15 years. Sorry. So you can put 2009. And it'll update it. You also can click on Available in Library Collection, and that usually only brings up articles where the full PDF is available. And I will say this, I know with regard to gun control, I had a student a couple years ago write a really strong paper where he wrote about, he basically looked at cities that had the toughest gun control laws, and they tended to have the highest amount of murders and shootings. And one of the cities that he referenced was the city of Chicago. So, and I remember reading that paper because I just personally was for stricter gun control laws, but his paper really made me think. I'm not quite sure where I stand on the issue, but he definitely wrote a compelling paper about maybe making law stricter isn't the best way to go about things. And I am not judging you on my opinion or even your opinion. I'm judging you on how well you can use these articles to back up your thesis statement. So your thesis statement may change. You may start, and again, I'm just using gun control. You may start with the topic of gun control and think, yes, we need to actually make our laws stricter. And then you start researching these articles or reviewing the articles and realize, well, maybe that's not the best approach. Or maybe you may say, no, we don't really need to restrict gun control laws. We need to take a different approach. And then you start to read the research and the literature and change your mind. That's okay. I would say start with the topic. Don't necessarily start with the thesis. You really don't know what your stance should be until you start researching the articles. So again, I put in gun control in the United States. And different articles came up. And again, sorry if my phone is moving. So I'm really looking for an article that seems to take a stance. Or why do issues? So I'm just going through. Okay, this one. State gun regulations and reduced gun ownership are associated with fewer firearm-related suicides. So let's click on that. And I wanted to do this in real time. I did not necessarily research prior to because I wanted to see what would come up just like you would. And when you look at these articles, you want to read the abstract. That's pretty much a summary of what the article is going to be about. So you can read, I don't know if you can take a look and read it for a second. So if you read the last sentence, it says gun ownership rates and multiple gun restrictions are associated with firearm suicide. So again, you might use this article to maybe take a stance that we need to have stricter gun control laws. Again, you would need to read the article all together, but read the article in its entirety. But the abstract will really help you figure out whether or not you should use it. And again, I'm just clicking to see what comes up. Gun control and mental illness might be an interesting one. How the Gun Control Act disarms Black fire owners. So again, you just want to go through and see what comes up. and maybe you're not getting the articles you need. So maybe we can try gun control and mass suicide in the United States, because there might be a term that comes up as you start to research. And I did notice that a couple of the articles had mass suicide in it. So maybe you do that and you see if that's, do not just blame the gun. The Midwestern Insight into the Relationship Between Gun Laws and Firearm Mortality. Let's click on that. That's a recent article. It was written in 2024. So it says the article concludes that implementing alternative measures addressing the availability of guns in development programs in disadvantaged communities alongside traditional gun laws may help decrease firearm homicides in American states. So just looking at that sentence, not having read that article, it sounds like they are arguing that maybe stricter gun control laws and addressing the availability of guns does cut down on firearm homicides. So again, there's no right or wrong. It's just you finding articles, you looking at the articles and then developing a stance. So again, pick a topic. Don't necessarily say you're going to argue for the topic, against. Pick a topic, see what the research says, because you are not the expert, nor am I. It's the people that are doing the research. Generally speaking, it's somebody with a PhD. You are using their research to back up your stance. You're not saying, I believe, I think, I feel. If you are going to argue that we need to implement stricter gun control laws because it cuts down on suicide, you need to find articles that show that. You can't say that. You're not the expert. You find the articles and the research that shows that if you have stricter gun control laws, it cuts down on suicide rates, or the opposite. But again, you are just using the articles to back up a stance. And I really encourage you not to come in with a stance. Don't, come in saying, I'm going to argue that we should increase minimum wage, and I'm going to go look for articles that back up we should increase minimum wage. Just do some research on minimum wage and see what the research says. So again, if you have any questions, please contact me. I'm going to be reaching out to students individually to set up meetings, but that's just the basics of how you should do research and how you find peer-reviewed journal articles.